Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another DMing Hadley game. That's me, DMing Hadley. I'm excited. Hey, look right over there. We got a new face at the table. I'm very excited. But reppin', right? Reppin' Dungeons and Dragons. I'm glad to have you at the table. Um, Boy, I've had a few games. I had Ravenloft earlier today, so that was nice to get back to. We're talking about what games might come up. I like the idea of Strixhaven. I'm gonna rip it all the way off. It's gonna be Strixhaven Breakfast Club, and so I'm really looking forward to some of that. Jimbo was kind enough to gift us that book. So we have access to all of it. So you can really delve into those Strixhaven Bards. So we'll see if anything comes of that. I'm very excited. So I think we just do it. We should just do the thing. And that thing is the round robin. During the round robin, we like to do four distinct things. The first thing we do is introduce ourselves. The second thing we do is share with one another and the world our pronouns. The third thing we do is introduce our characters. And the fourth and final thing is offer a vivid, aesthetic description of our characters so that they may live in each and every one of our brain holes because I like to vividly hallucinate with my friends on the internet for 2 to 3 hours at a time, 6 days a week, often multiple times per day. And today is no different. So, without further ado, Wolfsbane!
Hello, I am Wolfsbane. I use he, they, and they pronouns because fuck the entire government. I'm playing Heather O'Connor today. He's my little baby fairy bard. I have images of him that I am forcing upon all of you.
Yes, supper!
Yes. There he is. Ignore the small child in the corner. This is what he
That's
looks
me.
like for
I'm the
this
small
campaign.
child in the corner on that screen.
This is what he looks like for this group. Little baby 15-year-old Heather. We love him.
Adorable.
That was the wrong button. This is my original artwork for him for a different campaign that he's in. This is more art of him playing Veronica from Heather's, which I love and I think is funny. This is my favorite art of him because this little tiny bit took me so much fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think he's cute. Look at his little face.
He's so adorable.
And then this is the one I'm currently working on, and it's taking me too long.
That's not how you judge art.
It's taking me a long time. I like it a lot.
There we
also,
go.
I like this one a lot because I think it's cute.
No,
Freddie
that's
is my dad. But yeah, this is what he looks like for this group. And I said I was going to show everyone what Theo looks like because I finally drew him.
Yay!
This is Theo.
Hello, Theo.
This is Sweetbriar's familiar. It's not important at the moment, but I said I was going to show you.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Oh, you've also got wait, you got one more before. Oh no.
Oh yeah, Can I show the
band
logo? I can show the band logo?
Show the band logo.
Here's the band logo.
I know. I know.
I went a little bit ham because I got excited.
Whole ham, man. Whole ham.
And that's what happens. I also have a work in progress of Mava, but I don't feel like sharing that yet because I'm not happy with it.
You'll get there. Thanks, Wolfsbane. Nell, you want to do the thing? You ready to do the thing?
I'm a little nervous.
Take it here. Hey, take it.
Hello, I'm Nell, and my pronouns are they, them, or it's. And I will be playing Jack's Fantasy, who I do not have any art or visual aids for, so... Yet. I will very directly be getting some, but First session description, Jax presents themselves as a very tall half elf, about 6'4", 6'5" or so. They have long, dark hair, sort of like a dark gray with an ombre sort of into a black that they wear in a side braid. Around to the side, one of the sides of their head is shaved. Sometimes there's something etched in there, sometimes not. Very androgynous features, a good combination of round and squared, and very distinctly elvish, despite looking sort of a half elf, more elvish, slightly more pointed, graceful. They have kind of like a crooked, broken up nose, like Cupid's bow, kind of like a like overbite a little bit kind of thing going on, and pointy half elf ears with a variety of dangling jewelry and big bulbous like Christmas tree ornaments, sort
Amazing.
of.
Oh my god.
Like hoops. They wear a one of those leather jackets. No, like one of those denim jackets that have like cloth sleeves. Theirs is a dark navy blue to black denim with black sleeves. Have some letters. Some like lacing on the sleeves and wrists. Typically wear shirts of different like mosaic patterns or dark colors. And these like obnoxious white like flare bottom pants with ankle boots with like a good heel on them, some zippers and spikes on the side, and a variety of jewelry like bracelets and sterling silver rings. It's a lot.
That's gender
Jax.
envy.
That is fantastic.
That's gender as fuck.
That's fantastic. Yes. See, I had a good feeling about this one. And I have not been disappointed. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Finn.
Oh, hello. I'm Finn, they, them, and I play Mava. She, her, she, they. I don't really know. Mava's femme. Yeah.
I kind of like the that it's like more people just say she, but that she. I mean, does it really care? I mean, I feel like she doesn't give a damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's a fairy. She's like, I don't know, 4 something. She's short, but not like Heather short.
Look, man, just because Heather's 3'6".
Well, she's actually half fairy, technically she's half human, half fairy, but so that's why she's not teeny. And yeah, it has human skin. And also this is why she has like human skin tone, because she has like peachy, tannish skin, pink eyes, dark hair. What did you say it was called when we were discussing what her hair looks like?
A wolf cut.
Yeah, it's funny because your name is Wolf. Yeah, so like a little past the shoulders, that but with two buns also put up, so it's like half down, half 2 buns. Nose ring because yeah. Pointed ears. Her wings. Actually, I've been thinking about it. Originally, I described them as being like a pink, translucent-y, but I feel like because she's grungy, it should be like a more of a mossy green. Maybe it's both.
Ooh.
I don't know. Fairies.
You could go from for like a mossy green up top, and then sort of fade into that cellophane iridescence.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think that would be cool as hell.
Yeah,
like
her aesthetic is Kinder Horror, Riot Girl. So, yeah, her like default outfit is a sort of just like thin, like almost kind of nightgown looking dress. It's just fabric, like it's just kind of on, and
very
then
late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah.
Kind of like a slip
I was
style
there.
dress.
I was there.
I know you were there. You turned 40. I know.
Shut up.
Dad.
30 by Bo Burnham starts playing in the background.
I know. I wanted to do. I wanted to do a remake of that with me dancing around in my black skivvies, and I'm turning 40, and then have me in the car, driving because I'm 40 and I have a convertible now. She's adorable. There is some art of Maeve, isn't there?
Oh, well, I didn't do the finish.
I have the unfinished art that I can show if Finn would like.
You can show it, but I need to finish talking about the outfit.
Yeah, please
when you're
go
done,
to town.
I will.
So under the like nightgown looking dress is like a like ripped up like long sleeve shirt. It's like one of those long sleeves, but it goes like it has like the sleeves are a little bit longer to have the thumb hole. Ripped up tights, leg warmers, and platform like sneakers ish. Not sneaky home sneakers. Yeah.
I love it.
I do have official art of her. I've just made her in Pie Cruise because Pie Crew is a blessing to me because I am too lazy to draw. I'll share with you my folder where I keep all the D&D Pie Crews. The big folder of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like this. Oh yeah, she normally wears dark green lipstick, like the same kind of shade of her hair. Yeah. So this is like the closest I could get for outfit, like this one and this one I made too because I couldn't decide.
Nice. Those are the 3 outfits. That's it. Why waste money on wardrobe? Magnificent. Thank you, Finn. Wow, I feel so good about all of those characters. I'm going to give all of you inspiration. Please make sure that you put inspiration down on your character sheets. No, I'm genuinely impressed. I had a great time with that. Oh yeah, while they're doing that, I'm Hadley. He, him pronouns, here for about 60% of your DMing needs.
What about the other 40%?
I don't do maps or virtual tabletops. And if you want that, go somewhere else.
Fair.
No, I feel like Ben is the other 40%. They do put a lot of work into their shit.
I mean, I'm grateful to those who do
we
it.
Love Ben.
Oof, good on you. Like kudos. I can't. I mean, I probably could. I have before. I think I have before, and I'm not gonna in the future.
I can draw maps if you ever need them.
It's not a matter of them being drawn. It's a matter of transition. When I go from theater of the mind to playing on a virtual tabletop, the pacing comes to a crawl, and then I lose everybody's attention. And I'm here to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I want you guys to get lots of turns doing the thing. And it's not just swing and hit or miss. I want it to be all the fun things to do as a character. So I think we get to do more things not using maps. That's how it really rolls. So sorry if you're here for the 40%. That's a different channel. Lovely. Can I get an Arcana check from Maeve and Heather, please?
19 total, 16 plus 3.
Nice.
9.
Nice. Um, what potion is Heather making very proficiently at the head of the potions class to show the class
Heather's
how
very,
to make
very excitedly. It's so you know how he has this big ass garden in front of his little cottage?
Yes.
He's making a potion to keep aphids off of his plants.
Amazing.
Um it's he calls it the ladybug potion. And because the potion itself looks like a ladybug, it's red and it's got these little black flecks all throughout it. And then he's brought in what did I name her? Hang on. He's brought in Saffronis, who is
Yes.
the coffee plant, who lives in his kitchen and is a dryad that he doesn't realize is a dryad. And he pours like a drop or two of this little ladybug potion into her soil, and these like ladybugs made of like sorry, basically these ethereal ladybugs like mist out of the soil and like fog around the plant and settle, and it looks like there's nothing on the plant, but that's just how the magic works.
Amazing. Amazing. I almost regret giving you inspiration because I can't give it to you again right now. That's great. As you look on, Maeve, what are you doing that is not paying attention to the demonstration that Heather's putting on right now? Are you flirting with your lab partner? How dare you?
Would she? I feel like she's like tsundere.
You could just be doing it to make them uncomfortable.
True.
Flirt with that one church girl we all know.
Yeah.
Convert her. That's so fitting because she was a church girl, and then she.
Yeah, she can't. Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
That's a good idea. But you're gonna make me act that out.
I am. Because Olivia is her name. She is wearing a blue polo shirt.
Who the fuck wears polo shirts to school?
She
you don't
does.
understand.
She
I wore
does.
those all through elementary school.
She has her blonde hair is braided back. And it's actually tied at the bottom with a bow that's just a little off color from the shirt itself.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But wait, no, you're gonna die because she is wearing khakis.
Sorry, was that too loud?
And these
What
little.
Are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Well, yeah, and these little white leather sandals. The ones where like it all just comes with like so many straps of leather. And she's actually wearing little like ankle socks with them. And they have another sort of like little blue top to the hem. And you could knock her over with a feather right now as she is just grabbing a hold of the slate tabletop in the potions classroom.
Does she have French tips nails?
Oh yeah, very short though, super short. Like you could just see the faintest line of white. Yeah, it's a little unsettling. And her knuckles are starting to go white too. And maybe you can almost smell the desire coming off of her. That, or she may have peed herself a little bit. You're not quite so sure, but
Maybe even both.
you feel, yeah, you feel like that balance between fear and sexual attraction is.
I've never been happier that Heather is witnessing none of this.
Yeah. And as you, sorry, as you are feeling that if you press it and if you lick your lips one more time, she's going to die. Actually, have a coronary here. You can see a vein starting to bulge in her forehead a little bit. And the suddenly you hear the door to this room bang open. And you see a man stumble in. He's wearing a light brown corduroy jacket and a red and brown plaid vest over a poorly buttoned, dirty white shirt. He has on brown slacks and brown shoes, and he stumbles into the room. His short beard somehow moving more than his face does, and he has long, curly brown hair, which also seems to move with this unnerving, fluid manner that sort of captures your attention for a moment when he comes in. He steps into the room and he looks groggily around and he says, Heather, very good, nicely done. Our class, did you all learn what you needed to learn about how to make this potion? Great. Literally nobody responds. Everyone's just sort of taken aback. I need to introduce you to our new transfer student. And he starts to, like, almost, he slides on, like, without using his body, he slides across the floor into the room, almost bumping into Heather. And as he sort of comes to rest against the table at the front of the room, you see Jax step in. Go ahead, my boy, introduce yourself to the class.
Jax will kind of give a small look around and look a bit unimpressed at the small man making a big deal of this.
Heather will wave excitedly at Jax.
Yeah, from behind the instructor.
They will give you one of, like, the head nods and turn to the rest of the class. Alright, hello. I'm Jax Fantasy. You can call me Jax for short, if you'd like. New transfer. Thank you for... And they kind of look at the, like, shorter man. Thank you for the introduction. Lovely, love that.
Now have a seat, Come now, sit down. Class is in session.
They do.
Yes, Heather, the instructor leans down and then pulls a set of spectacles out of his pocket. He sort of squints at the plant and he puts on his spectacles. And he reaches down and sort of like he's dolloping something.
Sophronis kind of tries to swat him away really, really subtly so Heather doesn't notice.
Roll me a sleight of hand check, please.
I say this because Heather wouldn't notice.
A sleight of branch.
A sleight of branch check, please.
14 total.
As he's leaning in, he just ends up sort of like catching the edge of a leaf as it's trying to like swat. He just sort of like drags his finger across it, unaware that it's moving. Oh, that's quite well done. Yes, good. If anyone needs Um, Heather will, yes, good job. And he literally pats you on the head, and then sort of starts to like move you as he swirls past and back into position at the head of the class.
Heather will pick up his plant, who is about as big as he is, and like kind of carry it over to his desk and set it down and just hug the pot.
Okay. You are now seated as you grasp your pot uh, next to our new student in class.
And Baby Bark is lying on the outer side of the desk at his feet.
And as you look over, Jax, you see a strange, almost coterie of folks here beside you. What do you do?
I don't think Jax pays them much mind unless they have reason to. They might give a little nod at the small plant.
Does it nod back in? Yeah. Roll me a nature or arcana check, please, Jax. And you just let me know which one it is.
They're the same. It's a +1, so I got a 14 total.
Which one are you?
Oh, Arcana.
Arcana. There's obviously something magical about this plant. You're not entirely unfamiliar with sorts of living plants. There's sentience runs amok in this world, but you're not quite sure what kind of plant that is, and that's new to you, I think. As the two of you are met, Mava, you're just across the center sort of divide in this room. And as you realize that the easy prey here of your lab partner has run its course, you look back and see your compatriot seated next to this new student. What do you do?
Okay, wait. What kind of shoes was Jax wearing? It's gonna make sense in a second.
Jax is wearing like these kind of ankle boots with a slight wedge heel and some spikes and a chain kind of hanging off the side.
Do they have laces though?
No.
Shit, I can't do the I like your laces. That says still the president.
There's like a zipper on the side.
I like your zipper.
I like your zipper. What color are the boots? Are they black?
Yeah, black or maybe like a deep, like chrome gray.
Okay. I'm gonna need a pair of these boots.
Jax will give you a slight inquisitive look as you are looking at their shoes for a concerning amount of time, but not address it.
Secret foot fetish, but to the tune of Secret Tunnel.
Oh God. All right. Oh. Can I get a blush check there, Mava? Usually you're the one. Usually you're the one doling out sidelong looks.
What do I roll for that?
Just roll a d20. Let's find out.
straight charisma.
You could do straight charisma. I think that's straight. I think that's good. Yeah, just straight charisma. Good call.
Okay. 7.
Yeah, beautiful. Love that. Yeah, you leave some kind of impression as we see the instructor. Now, I need all of you to go home tonight, and I need you to research a potion that would make someone's life easier on a near daily basis. And his hair continues to sort of undulate as he speaks. And he reaches over and picks up a vial and sniffs it and holds it up to the light and then sniffs it and drinks the whole contents of the bottle and or the flask. And I want you to have two different ways you could create the same potion. Now, don't worry, you don't have to all do this alone. And he smiles. We're going to be working in groups. And he goes counting you three and leaves one person behind. And you three and comes down the line. And you three and at just the last second, maybe you look over and realize you are about to be in Olivia's group. And then instead of counting back this way, as he was sort of doing this serpentine thing, he sort of stops for a moment. You three, and he points to Heather and Jax and Mava, and then you three, and points towards Olivia, who sighs the biggest breath of relief. Her whole body just sort of collapses. She sort of catches herself on her arms. And then you see her take like a real deep breath. And you three. And goodbye. And he turns and looks down the table at any errant vials. And he just grabs, there's a small, is it Erlenmeyer? Where it's sort of the triangle, and he sniffs that and drinks it, and then walks down, and there's a vial of green liquid on the far side, and he drinks that, and then he says, "Best good potions to all of you." And he opens the door with a slam against the wall and strides out of the room without closing it.
Heather looks visibly relieved to be working with at least Mava, someone he's familiar with. And he gathers Baby Bark's little handle lead up in his hand and struggles to pick up his plant, and like is holding the plant in one arm and Baby Bark's lead in the other. And it's like, okay, and he starts heading out of the classroom.
Can I get a strength or dexterity check from you?
I rolled dexterity. 2 + 3 is 5.
As you are getting up with all of, there's books and there's plants and there's a dog. The fire alarm goes off. And you see Baby Bark just like their ears perk all the way up, and their eyes turn red, and they bolt from the room, leaving you spinning as you turn around. Can I get a sleight of hand or dexterity saving throw from Jax, please?
I think they're the same. 17.
Which are you gonna go with?
Oh, dex saving throw.
Okay. As you're getting up out of your seat, we see Heather getting spun like counterclockwise, and as they go spinning, that you stand up and their stool goes knocking into yours, and that one gets knocked over, and then you just sort of step back, and Heather goes bump into you about waist high, maybe a little more than that. And then the fire alarm is still going off, and you see this dog just bolt out of the room. And Maybe as you look on, you see both of them sort of staggering back towards you as you're getting up to leave. And just the last second, you see Jax just like right here in front of you.
Pardon.
I am so sorry. I did not expect Baby Bark to start running like that. I have to go get him. I am so sorry. If I hurt you at all, please, I will make it up to you. I have to go get my dog and make sure that he's okay. I'm so sorry. And Heather's like, not really bolting around because the boy cannot run for shit.
For mother shit.
for mother shit. But he just kind of makes to fly around you and go after Baby Bark.
I'll carry the plan.
Nice. Can I get boy howdy? I'm just gonna go with survival checks. This is during a fire alarm. So I'm gonna get survival checks from all three of you, please.
11 plus 4, 15.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
13.
Excellent. As the class starts like piling and shoving to get out of the room, you are almost knocked aside. As Heather, as people are just sort of moving past you just a little bit faster. But as you step out into the hall, you look to the left. What color's Baby Bark's leash?
Baby Bark he's wearing a red vest that's a service on it. He's got one of those, he has one of those handle leads that you usually see with seeing eye dogs.
Okay.
It's white on the sides and it has a pink holdy bit.
Okay. Has he got a lead as well?
He does have a lead as well, but usually Heather keeps that like on him.
Okay.
Not necessarily attached to the dog unless
so I think we see that. I think we see that still. Well, I think we see that like in your hand as you step out into the hall and look to the left and see that streak of red from Baby Bark's vest turn down a hallway. And as each of you come out, Jax, you look around and you don't know which way to get the hell out of this, but you're like, there's literally, you look at people and they're walking this way, and then these people over here are like walking this way. It's like, which way am I supposed to go here? And Mava, as you come out with the pot in your arms, you look and you see that Heather has already started moving down the hall, and you assume that they're following Baby Bark. So while you know that you probably should go that way to get out, you know your friend's going that way after the dog. What do you do?
Oh, gotta get that dog. I mean, I don't. I mean, they are service dogs. So I don't think they're gonna do anything bad. But I mean, they still are a hellhound and probably will accidentally set something on fire. So there actually would be reason to set the fire alarm. So
Uh,
Everyone knows he's a hellhound except Heather, and I think that's really funny.
and as you look on Jax, you don't know which way to go, but the two people that you're supposed to be working with just went that
Jax will probably follow from a slight distance.
As you move through the corridors of the school, can I get a perception check, please?
From whomst?
From Jax, actually.
Oh boy. Nat one.
Uh, as you pass a bank of lockers,
Oh no.
you come. You're looking around like which way did these people go, and we see a door just whack right into you. And as the door peels away and you're getting your vision back, we literally hear your jewelry jangle. You're just clubbed by this door. And as it closes, you see a guy. He's got a short cropped mohawk. He's wearing a shitty old white T-shirt and a leather vest with studs on the shoulders and just covered with all sorts of pins and buttons and stamps and studs. And very quickly, you see two other people run past and behind him. One of them has a more pronounced and thinner mohawk, and he is very similarly dressed. Very slight in build, with a definitely oversized leather jacket. And you see a woman running with them, and she doesn't look entirely unlike Mava at first sight, except that everything's a little darker, and she's got on some like a leather bodice, and some big thick collar. And This guy looks up at you and sort of looks you up and down and snarls a little bit, and then looks to see that his friends have moved away, and then he smiles and goes and turns and runs.
Cool. Can he make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yes. He got a 10.
Excellent. So I am going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Jax is going to kind of reach into their bag. They have a little like crystal orb type thing, and they also have like a folded up like little like pair of like drumsticks, and they kind of like drum on the little orb, and this person just crumples, bursting out laughing.
Magnificent. He takes 2 steps, and then we see, looking at his face with you behind him, we see his face go from one of sort of like menacing glee to maniacal humor. And as he throws this hand forward, laughing, he looks like he's just like throwing himself into a pool of water. Hits the ground and then just starts rolling. And he's letting out just this cackle. What do you do as you look down over him?
Jax looks down unimpressed, kind of like nudges him with their foot, and will say,
He squeaks a little like you just tickled him. And stop.
"Eh, watch your fucking shit, mate."
The shit.
Jax is gonna stand there, like start to back up, but like just watch for the full minutes. I think Tasha's lasts for a minute.
Nice. Yeah, I think that we see after maybe about 15 to 20 seconds, we start to see the crowd petering out inside of here, which has a very interesting effect because this guy hasn't moved from this spot and is just cackling wildly. And so now you can hear it echoing more in this space between the lockers and these fluorescent lights. And I think that, like, as the last of these students are piling out of the building, we see you kind of turn with the last of them as not to be caught up in whatever happens to this guy next. As you exit the building, can I get one more perception check?
I'm using like translucent dice. 12.
Okay. As you look out, you just see this like swarm of individuals. The whole student body is just sort of out here. It doesn't look like they have any real plan for people who are supposed to line up and check and make sure everybody's supposed to be there. It looks like a fucking shit show. It's a social hour. As you look far enough out, you see like the kids who are like smokers are like already fucking way out there. Can I get an animal handling check from Heather, please?
Can I have advantage because he's a service dog?
What'd you roll?
7 + 6, so 13.
Yeah, I think we see you out on that field just past like where the most of the student body is. And fucking Baby Bark is just like got the zoomies. Like they just see him just like and then he starts coming back towards you and you're like, yes, finally. And then he just like right past you. And on the grass is actually it's not like just not wet. It's just a little dry, and you don't notice it because you're just looking at the dog. We see these little black paw prints just like searing into the grass, and just the faintest wisp of smoke as they're just going. And maybe you are out holding what was the
Saffronis.
Saffronis, thank you. Um, as you're holding Saffronis, you look out at this scene like can't do anything here. And as you look back, you can see that your new lab partner is standing at the exit to the school. It's up a couple of steps or a ramp from the entrance, and so they're already taller than most people, and now from an elevated position stand out like a sore thumb. What do you do as you observe these two scenes, Mava?
She'll look to Jax and like kind of gesture out of it's like great first day you're having.
Jax is looking over their shoulder, like they're looking for the guy that they put on their ass, but like they will nod in acknowledgement. Quite eventful. Is this common here?
Hadley is this common.
I mean, every couple of months they have to do a fire alarm. It's it's bureaucracy. It's not like they'll do it once a week.
Okay, so just which part, the shit show or the fire drill?
I think the former's up to some interpretation there. Forget it. Are we dismissed? The classes, are we done for the day?
I'm gonna say yes.
Heather, having heard that and having just caught his dog.
What's your passive perception again while you're chasing a dog?
My passive it's 16. It's only 16. Never mind.
Yeah, you're on the other side of a,
pretty good.
Of a group.
Never mind.
Other side of a group of people out in the field.
Now, most of my characters have a 22 passive perception.
Oh yeah, I would give it to you then. You hear everything. I think
taking
that
the observant feat next.
How about this? I'll give you this. You do see the two of them talking. You don't know what they said. But you sort of look over. We see Baby Bark just go past you, and as you sort of follow that trajectory, he's sort of running in that general direction, and you see them talking.
Wave at them.
Mava and Jax. Mava, as you say, do you just say yes?
No, she says this.
What?
Sorry, it's snowing really hard here, so there's like one of them snow shovel trucks coming like every 20 minutes. No, she says, shut the fuck up, truck.
Baby Bark goes.
My walls are like fucking paper thin. This house sucks. She says, I'd say yes, and then like says something about like, oh, but you shouldn't listen to me though.
And I think you're the most well put together person I've met so far. Jack's gonna look to Tether. Your friend needs to get their shit together.
Okay, you're right, but well there. Don't talk about my friend like that.
Apologies. Shall we help?
Yeah, she's like I am laughing, but she's also laughing because he's just so British. It's so funny. Shall we? Who said she's fucking British? I mean, he says apologies instead of sorry. So fucking British.
I want this stream. I actually see this stream coming out of Mava, and Mava, then you realize that you've actually just said all those things.
Jax, what? Blink? With all due respect, I will retract that last statement, that compliment, if you will. Let's go so we can work on our project, shall we? And they will begin to approach the guide dog and try to wrangle.
I was going to say, sorry, continue.
Oh, sorry, if you need help. That's it.
I was going to say Heather's going to fake faint to get his dog to go service mode as he's trained to.
Let's go ahead and do. We'll see how this resolves, and we'll go from there. Let me get an animal handling check from Jax, please.
Oh, 19.
Magnificent. What do you do to wrangle this hellhound?
Do I know it's a hellhound?
Everyone except for Heather knows it's a hellhound.
Okay.
But because it has a service vest on, no one says anything.
No one can do shit because he's properly trained.
Yeah, okay. Just checking. Okay, then Jax will probably, like, take out, like, a treat or something, like a snack from their backpack, and they will kind of weave around the crowd and just try to get the dog's attention with a food incentive and, like, reach for the, like, handle so they can...
What do you say? Or do you say anything?
I think Jax keeps like pretty low on the hounds level and will say hey, come here. It's all right. It's all right.
Uh,
You want?
yeah, as he goes to zip past, we see you like pull out, and we hear that cellophane crinkle. And we just see all four paws dig into the grass and literally send up a trail of smoke. And you see just the faintest trail of fire sort of like catch and then blow out, and you just see smoke rising up off the grass. And then you see him like twist and lumber in this absolutely ridiculous like overcommitment to the direction, and it only takes him just a second to get over, and then all of a sudden all of him is barreling towards you at full fucking steam. And you're sort of like hunched down, and this hellhound just comes to a breakneck stop about 2 inches from your hand and then starts sniffing.
Yeah. Good on you.
Just
There you
so
go.
you know, sorry, just so you know, Baby Bark looks like a normal pit bull.
Oh, I love pit bulls. I love that.
And under his vest, he's wearing this little like he's wearing this little sweater that looks like it was handmade, and it says "Best Boy" on the side.
Nice.
But he has not eaten the tree. As you grab the harness, the handle on the harness, he's still just, and then he just sits.
All right, good on you. You. And we'll point to Heather.
Heather is already flying over to collect his boy.
I'll hand you the handle and take a step back.
He will take it and he'll kind of scrungle Baby Bark's face and think, "You know better than to run off at alarms. You hear those all the time." And then he'll look up at Jax and just say, "Thank you so much. I'm so sorry about him. He doesn't usually do that.
No.
I gave him a break word so that he wouldn't follow me up to the front of the class, and he took that as, I'm going to take a nap and not do what I'm supposed to. Sorry."
You've used so many words there. No harm done. You'll pay me back. Yeah?
Well, I don't really know how, but I can try. Do you want money? And he'll like dig around in his pocket for like a couple of silver.
You'll know. And Jax will start to walk away.
I really won't. If that's a social thing, I will not understand.
And Maeve, as you approach, you see one partner going this way, and you see Baby Bark being wrangled now by Heather, and you've still got Sophronis in your arms.
She's gonna go towards Heather because one, she has his plant into. She thinks Jax is annoying. His voice, she just thinks he's stuck up obnoxious British man.
Heather will look back at Maeve and wave, and I didn't realize we had potions together until we started hanging out. So I'm really glad we're in the same class, and I'm really glad we were together. And he's like sitting on the ground next to his dog, who is now actually doing his job.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you should put down the plans. Yeah, too bad it's not groups of two.
Well, I think that Jacksville is pretty nice. And he's taking a little juice box out of his side bag because dog was learning blood sugar.
As you have it's the straw, right?
It's you know Capri Sun. It's a Capri Sun.
Okay, I needed that. My brain was like, is it that or is it Capri Sun? And I was like,
It's a Capri
I
Sun.
don't
So
know.
he's
Okay.
like, he's struggling more than one normally would to get the straw in. So he just kind of flips it upside down and shoves it at the bottom of the Capri Sun.
Amazing.
And it's one of those ones, you know, the ones with like the clear back and the clear bottom. It's one of those, so you know it's like good apple juice.
Yeah. As Jax, as you start striding away, yeah. What? Where are you headed?
Classes are done, so Jax is headed off campus to their car to go home.
Magnificent. Uh, as as you sort of cross the main walk here that comes up to the doors you came out of, we see sort of that lot on the far side of the campus, and you see that a number of professors have also seemed to take this as the same starting bell that maybe we should all just get the hell out of here. You walk past and you see the potions professor. He's standing out in the lot and he seems to be gesturing and fluidly waving in front of two other instructors. And you could you come by the room? You should come just see what we're doing. And the other two professors seem very nonplussed. They would rather be anywhere than here, and this guy's keeping them from getting off campus. And very quickly, one of them uh, pats him on the shoulder and physically turns him around and points at you. The students need you, and shoves him bodily forward. And he sort of flings his arms as if he were swimming through the air, staggers forward, catches his toe on a parking or on the curb, and staggers forward and stands straight up in front. What can I do for you, my boy?
They raise an eyebrow.
Yes, you needed me.
Do not recall saying such a thing.
You can't recall. I have a potion for that. And he reaches into his jacket and he pulls out a thin green tube and pulls out a little black silicone stopper. Hey, have some good. You won't struggle with memory for a while.
Did they allow you to be intoxicated to this extent on the school premises?
I'm the best potions teacher anyone could ask for. And yeah, kind of. Did you want some?
I will pass, but I appreciate the offer.
Just let me know. I'm here for you anytime. And he swigs maybe a third of it and corks it and slips it back into his jacket. You're missing someone. And he looks around as if there's supposed to be people flanking you.
Do not believe so, Professor. I was intending to head home.
Quite certain. I tasked you with the well-being and potion knowledge of two other students. I did. It was threes. I'm almost certain it was threes. You're one, not three.
Is a component of this project to be in proximity of the research group for the entirety of the project's duration.
You could use scrying methods and orbs, and you could send messages over large distances should it occur to you, and you are, of course, capable very much so of said messaging. But I do imagine that for want of time, proximity, and energy expenditure, magic takes its toll, and you can only send so messages a day, Mom. Yes.
Jack stops, is like visibly annoyed.
How does that
Thank you.
differ from his base sort of
That's
aesthetic?
pretty like neutral usually, but right now they're like physically like annoyed a little bit.
Okay.
Oh,
it's like tensed. Like
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome.
And I will go back to my group, I guess.
I hope that they can teach you something and that you learned something as well. There are
Jack's
good
like walking
people
away.
they're good people. Yeah, they're good people to know. Those two, the rest of them with curmudgeonly bullshit. And he turns and starts to stroll away. He retrieves very desperately a set of keys from his pocket, and then gets into a white Volvo-looking station wagon, puts the keys in the ignition, and then immediately falls asleep. As you approach these two again,
I think Heather is trying to ask a senior to help him cast a spell on his plant to make it easier to carry.
Excellent. Roll me a persuasion check, please.
Okay. 19 total, 15 plus 4.
Magnificent. Who is the senior that you know and get on with well?
What was the guy who drove us to Heather's place that was Maeva's friend?
I got the names written down. I write down every name.
Yeah.
That's the shoot. Molnar.
Nice. I think Heather has approached Molnar with Baby Bark and his little Capri Sun. And I think Molnar would have been closer to the edge of the field anyway, because I feel like, escaping. And Heather would kind of approach him and tug on his his jacket a little bit. Like,
yeah.
Hey, I'm so sorry, but I need a little bit of help with one of my plants.
I'm not much of a green thumb.
I just need to make him light so I can carry him. He's a little bit heavy for me, and sorry, I need to remember that. She's about as big as me, and I need her to be lighter so I can get her home. I walk home and
wait, first, why is a friend of Mabel walking home? Second, do you I've got I think 2 ways of doing this for you. It's going to depend on you. I think I could shrink her.
How long would that last? Because I don't think she'd mind that too much.
I mean, an hour. Wait, you're muted. No,
Okay. He'll nod and say, "Well, that's actually kind of perfect because that's about how long it takes me. So that would be perfect. Thank you."
Okay. Cool. Just make sure they're buckled in. And he looks down and he sort of like scratches his head a little bit. And he goes, hey, Heather.
Yes?
That's a sentient plant, right?
No. I brought her from home. She is in my.
She's like waving at him right now. she's like waving a cluster of leaves.
No, that's just the wind.
He goes, okay. Do Dryads speak Common?
I think Dryads speak Sylvan, which Heather knows.
I think they speak Sylvan.
Yeah, they speak Sylvan, which Heather also knows.
He gets down, and he's like looking at Sophronis, and Sophronis is looking at him, like they're just like looking at each other. And he goes,
how are they looking? Plants don't have eyes.
You don't know that.
Yeah, no. Dryads have eyes.
This is
It's a
Well, I
very
know they do, but they're like a
very
planty form. So.
yeah, exactly. They look like if
They
you
have eyes.
if like two knots, one, I mean, like it looks like the brow ridge looks like a knot, and then you see a lower one which is like small, like thinner, and you see what looks like the center of a knot of wood looking at you, and the bark stretches as she's very clearly smiling at him, and he goes. And we sort of see from her perspective. He goes, and we just see her smile a little bigger, and then just sort of, and he reaches out and puts his hand over her, and you see what looks like a cylinder of soft white light form between his hand and the ground, and then you see him sort of like squish it down. And as he does, we see this volume, this like cylinder, also diminish in size vertically and horizontally. And as he's like pushing it down, he just gives it just a little. And as he pulls his hand away, that light dissipates, and you see Sophronis, and they are 1/8 their size.
Little teacup-sized plant now.
And we see from her point of view, looking up at you, and you are 8 times larger.
Heather will scoop her up very carefully, and he'll look down at Baby Bark and like, debate putting her in one of, because Baby Bark wears little bags, little side bags.
Of course.
So, because sometimes Heather's like, I can't carry my books; they're heavy and I'm in suffering. So he'll put them in there. He debates putting little tiny version of Sophronis in there. It's like, you were bad today. I'm sorry. I'll give you a treat when you get home as long as you behave. And he just kind of like tucks her into like his stupid poncho thing has pockets sewn onto the inside, and he just kind of places her in one and like tucks her away.
Nice. Yeah, you've got. You don't see it.
Pocket.
You don't see it, but we do see her lay down in slumber.
Good, let her rest.
And as you come back, Jax, you see this scene, and unfortunately, your fates are tied to. Yes, Finn.
I just wanted to say now, I'm sorry if I'm being too mean to your character.
Oh no, no worries.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to like hurt your feelings, to make you feel like I didn't like your character. Now I think they're fine.
I love the character.
Yeah,
the internet has ruined my humor. The internet has ruined my humor. I now think British is funny.
Yeah, no, it's no worries. Having a good time.
Agreed. Yeah, as you come back on the scene, you actually see this guy using pretty significant magic, and it's like, all right, these people aren't entirely incompetent, and he gets up, and he's got a very sort of, I would say, grungy appearance to him, if I recall correctly. He had sort of a short, curly, scraggly, scratchy beard, and sort of greasy, floppy hair. But he carries himself very well. And as he stands up and turns around and sees you, he goes, "All right, very nice. Sweet. What's up, man?"
Jax looks like, who is this guy talking to? But then realizes it's them. I find it a bit peculiar. We are sort of cosmically tied to our lab partners during projects. So they will look at their lab partners. I'm here to work on a project, mate. It's my first day. Not too impressed.
This guy, as there's this like hang of uncomfortable silence in the air, this guy steps forward, and he puts his hand on Jax's shoulder, and he says, "You'll get it. Don't worry." And then he pats you once and turns and says, "You guys coming for a ride?" And turns and starts walking towards the parking lot.
Maybe we'll look to Heather, because since I feel like Heather would have the most trouble in the car because it is loud.
Heather is like, he does not like their car. He usually does not tell them that he's walking home because he does not like being in that fucking car. It's so loud.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Sure.
And it's very obvious he looks uncomfortable with the idea of going in their van.
Okay, maybe we'll like lean into Heather. Like, can I tell him like why you don't like it? Because I think he'd understand.
I got a 15. You're muted, darling.
I was talking to my roommate.
Oh.
I was like, come on, I want to know. Right?
No, my roommate's watching Survivor.
Man.
It's the season where everyone gets heat stroke and it's stressful.
Damn Survivor. Go hard.
Yeah. Anyhow, what's happening? I'm sorry.
I'd like to clock that you're uneasy. It'd be a
not
bit
hard to catch that. It's so fucking clear. He's like, he's doing the thing where he's like, he's doing the like shaky stims. He's like looking at the card and down at like, he carries a satchel with him instead of a backpack. So he like looks down into his satchel like and like checks for his headphones. It's like annoyed noise that he doesn't have them with him, and he's like, oh god. And he's like, we can go in the car. I don't mind.
Mate, if it's easier on you, I can drive you.
You have a car?
Yeah, of course I do.
Well, if it's not, wow, I'm something wrong accent. Well, if it's not too much trouble, I would appreciate that a lot. But you don't have to.
I don't seem to have much of a choice in involving myself with with all due respect, with tying our days together with this project and all. Follow me.
Oh, all right. I was just gonna do it for y'all, so you didn't have to do much of anything, like I usually do for the groups I'm in, and he'll follow along.
Okay,
So good. I love this.
I hope it's okay that I gave Jax a car.
Yes.
That's
No,
okay.
16. He was 16. We determined he was 16. There's cars in this
Yeah.
world. Why wouldn't you have a car? Hey, just a quick question for you. What's your car look like?
Oh man, it's a
67 Chevy Impala.
yes, no. It is a nice ass. I can't think of any like car models.
I'll give you the first one that came to mind for me was the Audi RS7.
That's a nice car.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think it's
Let's
the
see what that looks
RS7.
like.
It's not.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Sure. We'll go with that.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay. We'll do that. Yeah. That's it. That's the end of the thought.
Will you drop a link to for a picture for reference?
I don't believe I have the facilities to do so.
That's cool. Great. Yeah, as the two of you walk up, you see this beautiful sedan. It's ridiculous. It is the nicest car in the lot. The fucking teachers' cars don't look. The superintendent's car doesn't look this good.
Damn,
What?
you got yacht
What?
club parents too?
Not wrong. There's
That was
money
a
in there's
character.
money in this town. I mean, come on, we've really established that already. What color is it?
Probably black, honestly.
Okay. Great.
Well, since we're doing a project for potions, I've got really big gardens outside of my little cottage, and well, a lot of the plants will grow stuff if I ask them to sometimes. Um, if you want, we can go back to mine and work on it there. No one will really get in our way, and it'll be faster.
That sounds perfect. And we'll give you like the GPS. I don't know how much technology there is, but I will do that.
It's an out. It is an out. I'm going to send you the. I'm going to drop it in the. I'm going to do it right now, so that it doesn't get overlooked. I'm going to drop the picture of this car into the Discord, and then I'm going to share it so that everybody knows.
It's a whole ass car.
Just how dope.
It's
Heather just lives a cottagecore lifestyle.
It's a nice car. I legally cannot drive cars, so I'm not like super invested in what they look like.
How cars work.
Me neither.
Oh hey.
I'm a 20-year-old man and I'm afraid of cars.
Yeah, I'm just afraid of cars. I don't actually have a legal reason as to not to. I just don't have a license, so legally right now I can't. But yeah, cars scare me.
This car should scare you.
It's a sexy car.
Yeah.
That was me screaming in horror at how scary cars are.
Heather will input his address into the GPS and kind of pass your device back. And he'll...
It's a center. It's a little centered thing.
That is a nice car.
Roll me an Arcana check, please. And Heather, roll me an Arcana check.
Oh God. Okay. 19 total. 16 plus 3.
Yeah, it's a map. It's a map. It's right there. You point on the map, and you're like, oh, like immediately as soon as you touch it, it's so intuitive. You're like, oh, that's the road and you look out in front of you, and that's the road. You're like, oh, and as soon as you touch it, it moves with where you go, and you're like, oh, and then you accidentally go, so we're here, and then you accidentally bring we're over here, and you see that the screen zoom changes, and as you zoom out, you sort of swipe what direction. So the Sforzando High is sort of on the south side of
exactly
town,
across all the way north
town. So you got to sort of get around and then up.
Yeah, it's like an hour-long walk for him that he usually does every morning and every night. So it's probably
you pretty much just walk around town.
Yeah.
And then up every single day. As you tap on I live up here, you see a straight line on that map. And as you look down at it, Jax, you see that this would take 20 minutes in a car, and it takes an hour.
I can't imagine it would be entirely safe to walk straight through and that's why he has to go around, because he's not that stupid.
Well, I mean, I just think you probably are just not town. This is nature. I walk it. I walk around. I don't get in anybody's way. Nobody gets in mine. It's you're not driving it. Plus, there's a better view. All of that's just built up everything, and plus, I imagine that there's not a lot of smog, but there's still just pollutants that you would just come across, and God knows somebody might be sick.
Fair.
and you don't want to
Understandable.
be, so you just sort of go.
He doesn't want to go back to the hospital.
Yeah, right. I don't want to go back in there. It's all bad. As you look and realize that, oh, I'm going straight through town. How do you feel about that?
It's fine. It's a little out of the way. It's no worries.
Neat. As you're probably proficient. You don't generally drive a car that looks like that without having a you know pretty good driving record. Um, how do you drive?
Well, mechanically, I'm not proficient in vehicles, but I have a pretty good dexterity score, so.
Nice. Um, as do you speed? Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, I speed.
Okay. All
I
right.
also run like a stop sign or two.
Okay.
Like, nothing crazy, but like in the school zone, I go like 5 or 10 over, and then I.
Heather's trying not to pay attention to the fact that you're breaking traffic laws, despite the fact that he cannot drive. He knows.
But it's not loud, it's not unpleasant.
I will. Yeah, I'll say this. We see Mava in the back seat. We see on the behind Jax. We see Baby Bark sitting like with his butt on the seat behind Heather, and his forepaws down on the floorboard with his head sort of rested on the shoulder of the seat. And then we see Sophronis sitting in the middle, buckled in to the center section of the car, and yeah, we just see like. And as we pass buildings, can I get a Constitution saving throw from Heather, please? We'll see if you can hold back your displeasure of both the speed and the
17 total. It's 15 plus
okay.
2.
All right.
He doesn't get
you,
motion sick. He just gets overwhelmed.
you almost couldn't get motion sick in this car. And that's sort of to my point, is that you just sort of like you realize that in these other cars you were sort of sitting in like really bouncy, loud, jarring environments. And you sit down. Listen, Audi, if you want to sponsor me anytime here, just jump right in. Yeah, you really like sink into this seat. It's probably the nicest chair you've ever sat in. And you're like,
is Mabel with us?
yeah, she's in the back seat right behind you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she just
Nothing compares to Moss.
Got it.
I'm sorry, Finn. Continue.
She puts one headphone in and then puts the other one up to the plant.
Nice.
Oh yeah, for
Nice.
for music, Jax is playing like this like post-punk kind of vibe, like with a slightly like gothic twist to it. Like, yeah.
I like this.
Is he playing it? Are they playing it on a moderate volume or super high?
Like actually at a pretty low volume to where if you
Okay.
don't want to listen to it, it doesn't really register. But that is what's
Heather's
playing.
relieved. Okay,
There's-
Heather's relieved.
You also, it's almost disorienting, Heather, as you are sort of like going between going too fast, which is like you don't go this fast most of the time, and even in what was the guy's name? Car, Finn.
Molnar.
There it is. Yeah, Molnar.
Even as a
Molnar
last name.
Levente.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gave him a last name too. And the other two friends in the car were Nico and Lily.
Nice.
I have a notes app just of all names of like random NPCs.
That's fucking fantastic because there are no nameless NPCs in my game. If you interact with someone, they're gonna get a name. Thank you, Finn. Yeah, you can barely tell where the sound is coming from, Heather. It's a little disorienting because it sounds like it's right here, but very low. the sound of the car, like the engine of it, is like present, but only just. And you get this sort of sense of being like cocooned, almost like you were in a what is it, bariatric chamber or something like that, like a
One
sound
of the amniotic? No. Um
bariatric,
I'm thinking of amniotic fluid. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
because it
Is
gives
it
you
one of
the
those like
same feeling. That's why.
I okay, I was gonna say those like you know those like weightless tubs where they put you in like
That's what I'm
salt water
talking
that's like
about.
yeah, one of those.
Yeah, it is amniotic in nature. That's why we like it. Um, yeah, it's pretty nice. Mavo, what are you listening to?
Actually, I'm glad you asked because she actually does like what I'm sorry, I heard Jax.
Jax.
Like so Jax playing, so she'll just take that and put them both up to the play and be like, what in silver? Like, what do you like?
Um, uh, you hear, damn it. You hear Sophronis sort of lean in and say,
Okay, that's me laughing, not her. I'm talking plants funny to me. Um,
Sorry, guys, we are listening to The Cure and The Ministry all the way
very
home.
good,
Like, sorry.
very good.
I'm not taking
Uh,
requests.
yeah, I like. um, as
I'm just kind of like struggling with like where to put the headphones because I mean they're like plant shaped. They don't have ears, so they're just.
uh, yeah,
Guys,
she just sort of like has you lay it in the. She's like points down to the dirt. You just like lay it into the dirt. She can
you know
feel
how
it.
you can connect mushrooms to electrodes and play music on them? It's kind of like that.
Yes, yes. They do the same thing with your brain. Um, and we just see Discordant City sort of passing by. Are there any points of interest that stand out to you in Discordant City? Tall buildings, large structures. The Crescendo is on the west side of town, so you wouldn't be going past that. This is just a little more built up in here.
Would the um signing agency that Maven and I got letters from have a large building kind of in the center to act as like a focal point of the city?
Yeah, I think we see this long marble plaza with benches on it and a lot of greenery. We see this long ovular fountain, which is just spilling over constantly, and it you can almost feel it through the marble anywhere you're sitting in this plaza, and the building sort of curves upward instead of just sort of going up straight. It sort of curves outward, and you get this weird, disorienting sense as you get this beautiful vista looking westward towards the crescendo, which you can see is large enough that it arches over the last of those buildings. And they sort of mirror one another a little bit in their acoustic nature. And as you look up, you see it just arch back into the sky, and it's only a city block wide. But as you go past it, it just stands in stark relief. And then you go back to this sort of like gray, uh, uh, tall structures, lots of glass in here. There are a few really beautiful architectural designs, but there's something overbuilt about the center of Discordant City that it sort of leaves people like this far away with windows just looking into the person across the street's window. Yeah, uh, and uh, and Fortunately, though, soon you pass out of that high-rise district, and you're back into much smaller structures, and there's more light as you come out the other side. And we can see now the trees as you crest outside of the city. We see those verdant trees on the edge of this mostly cleared space once you come out the north side. And you sort of hit a few banks of trees. You do end up driving a little ways farther north, and then you hit a few twisties. And after too long, you hit a gravel road and turn right, and you look at your GPS, and sure enough, you have to turn right down this gravel road and go down about a quarter to a half mile to the edge of the trees.
You live out here, mate.
Yeah, I do. I gotta be able to take care of all my plants real well, and I've never really had people around, so I can't really leave the plants very much.
You live alone?
Yeah.
Not including plants. Very good. I'll park the car.
As you park the car, there are two plants. There are two big trees. One is a... Where'd it go? Hello. I'm sorry. Where? One, the two big evergreen trees at the are like where there's like a area to park in front of the big ass heather bush that's just hanging over what looks like a door a little ways back. And you would kind of see the trees lean down to like inspect your car and like look at you, but like very subtly.
As subtly as two fir trees.
Big ass fir redwood trees can do. And then they'll kind of like straighten out a little bit and like motion towards the willow tree that's overhanging the heather bushes and like curving over it. And you'll see that tree kind of like sway a little bit as like a nod. And sorry. And then they'll all kind of like settle back to normal tree things.
Can I
baby back out of the car?
Can I figure out what what is going on with the animated plants?
Yeah, roll me a nature check first.
Okay. $10.
This is not natural. Roll me an Arcana check.
16.
You start to tie it together as you look down at Maeva carrying this shrunken Sophronis plant. You're like, that's a sentient plant.
Sophronis, the coffee plant, who I love dearly.
And then you look over and you see this willow, and you swear to God it just said something. You swear to fucking God it just said something to you as you're walking past it.
What did it say?
You just hear the branches swaying in the wind, and it was like, did you just say something to me? It's not like offensive. It's just like the tips of your ears tingle. And as you walk forward and you see these two trees that were just a moment ago looming a little too much, don't seem to be as covered in shadow as they were just a moment ago. You can see a V of light across the top of you. There was that light wasn't there just a second ago. And as you make your way towards the door, you
the butterfly bushes move.
Yeah, you see the shrubs outside start to move as well. And as the door opens and Heather, like you can now see inside of this very small space, there's a lot of plants here, and they are all alive
There's
by
also an apple
some
of space
magical
inside.
means.
Got it. Jax honestly doesn't question it too much once that they know what's happening.
Sure.
They're like, all right, great. Fucking
Heather
weird
will kind
first
of
day.
Heather will kind of like lead everyone inside. The two butterfly bushes over the door will kind of like part to make the door visible, but like trying to make it look like the wind, so it kind of like the wind pushed it away. And Heather will like let them into the little cottage. There's not really a proper door there, it's just a little doorway, but he's hung a curtain to like let you in inside.
You are probably going to have to duck down quite a bit.
It's normal. It's a normal sized door frame.
Okay.
The cottage is normal sized things, and Heather just has slightly smaller things or like step stools to use them. So it's a normal sized cottage, but it's like the inside of this fucking place is huge. It doesn't make sense. And there's like instruments like hung on the walls, a couple of them like sitting out. The kitchen and the entire place is like immaculately, perfectly clean, except there are 3 cups of like freshly brewed hot tea sitting on the coffee table in front of his couch, and some of the other like house plants. I think like a ficus moves back to its little corner to sit, and like a couple of like citrus like branches that had been hanging in from outside shuffle back outside to like hide that they've made everyone tea.
Are they all sentient?
I'm sorry?
Are all of your plants alive and sentient?
Well, gosh, everything's alive in some way, but I don't think my plants are sentient.
Can I get a real quick? Can I get a straight int check from Heather, please?
16 total, 13 plus 3.
Okay. You're pretty sure you're using sentient appropriately.
What do you mean?
You're pretty sure when you say, I don't think they're sentient, and then you think, like, what's sentient mean? Yeah, no, that's their thinking thing. Like, yeah, right.
He's pretty sure he's using sentient, right? And he's just like, well, all my plants are alive. They need CO2 and stuff to breathe, like we need oxygen, and they need water and sunlight and all that to take care of them. But I really don't think they're sentient or anything.
You also see baby Bart. He comes and sort of sits and is sniffing at your pocket as you stand there, and then after a second realizes that you don't have anything else in your pocket. Goes and sits on this big chonky bed and drapes his head over, and as he you see a gout of flame shoot out of his nostrils, and then you hear almost with the second beat him start to snore, and as he does, you can see his nostrils like flare with little orangey yellow light every exhalation.
The entire floor in front of his bed is singed.
Yeah.
Right, so there's a hellhound in this dwelling space, and the trees in the front yard spoke to me. I heard it.
I don't have a hellhound.
Mate, you're...
As you come in, you hear, I don't have a hellhound.
I wasn't gonna say anything because but yeah, Heather, like, how do you not realize that? Like, your dog literally breathes fire. Like,
well, I've never seen him breathe fire, and I've lived with him for a long time.
Literally, I've never seen him breathe fire. He goes, and you just see two fucking like somebody just set off two sprinklers all at once out of this thing's nose, like brimstone.
There's just kind of staring.
I gesture.
Mild disbelief.
Exhibit A.
Well, sure, he's lived a lot longer than dogs his size usually do. I've had him since I was like 6, but like, I have never seen him do that.
And then you see him start to like lean to one side. And thanks for the inspiration there, Finn. Sort of roll onto his back. I mean, he looks like a puppy, just draped out. He's huge, but his tongue is like lolling out of his head adorably.
Wow. I didn't know my blows was a hellhound. Why'd no one ever tell me?
Where do you?
If Maeve is near a wall, she's gonna fucking just bang her head on the wall.
Yeah.
I'd like to put my hand like in front so she doesn't actually bang her head on the wall.
Yeah, you're banging your head on Jax's hand.
I have like a ring or two on there, so it still probably hurts like a little bit, but not as much.
I don't know, maybe worse. You might just be like, yeah, really get it. Commit to the art.
Hey, where did you where did you find your service animal?
Well, one of the nymphs, Thero, brought him for me one day after I got back from the hospital when I was younger, because I was sick, and
The who?
one of the nymphs who lives in the area.
Ah.
Her name's Thero. She's lovely. Her wife, Nemea, is also really lovely. They come around sometimes.
It's a high presence of fae in this area.
Yeah? Is there? Because I've only ever seen the nymphs. And myself, obviously, but, you know.
Maybe how's your head banging going?
I was just stunned now. Am I still holding the shrunken Sophronis?
Until you
Heather
say
would've put-
otherwise. Oh no, you
Heather-
had Sophronis in the jacket.
Yeah.
No. Sophronis was in the back seat.
Well,
Either way, she's gonna go
so
to the nearest dry and whisper like, "Dude, should I tell him?"
The nearest dryad is probably gonna be probably either gonna be Trillin, Pyrola, or Sophronis herself.
Who flanks the doors on the inside?
Pyrola and Trillin, the wives,
Okay.
the other set of wives,
Plant wives.
into each other.
Yeah.
The real plant wives.
Do they grow up together in an arch on the inside?
They on the inside. So the way that they are, they hang loose on the outside in purple and white heather bushes, and then as they curl around like the door frame and like form kind of the roof under the willow branches, they curl around what would be the door frame and hang down and like grow into like one little into like purple and white strands together.
I love that. Yeah. If that plant could shrug Mava, it would.
They speak Sylvan.
Does Mava speak Sylvan?
Yeah.
Fairies all speak Sylvan.
Okay. Yeah.
Mom was nice enough to teach her language.
It's still, I mean, they don't really have to respond. You get it. They shrug. Heather, what do you do with this newfound revelation? Everything you know is beginning to be questioned.
Heather is just kind of like looking around at his like house, and like he looks like he's going to cry, but he's trying so hard not to, because he's just now kind of understanding that Jax is probably a little bit annoyed with him and doesn't want to be here very much, but he's only just starting to get an inkling of that. So he's trying so hard not to cry, but he'll kind of like step back and say to himself like, I should have been thanking all of these plants for so many things over the years, and I just thought they were normal plants. I've been such a terrible host.
No, don't. It's not your fault. I mean, I don't know why they didn't tell you. I mean, I don't. They raised you, right? I don't know why they wouldn't
Jax,
say that.
can I get an insight check, please? Thank you, Fen.
6.
As you start thinking about this postulation, you're like, why would these plants not tell Heather that they were all sentient? And you're like, why the hell am I wasting my time thinking about this? But it's starting to get to you. Heather, what do you do?
I think he's just kind of like he's trying to distract himself a little bit, so he's going over to take Baby Bart's like harness and all of that off of him for the day, since he's done with work and he hadn't done that yet, and like he knows his dog is sleeping, so he's trying to do it really carefully because oh boy, but also he's like, I think now that he's like looking for it, he's kind of able to feel like the little bit of extra warmth on Baby Bart's tummy from like literal fire, and he sees like the light.
You can see it now.
He can see the glowing
between
his ribs, and he's just like, "Oh my god, I've been taking such bad care of my dog." And like, I think he does actually start crying because he's like, "Do hellhounds eat what normal dogs eat? Have I been abusing my dog for years by not feeding him right?" And he's just sobbing.
Jax just watches.
No, he's still a dog. He's just a dog that's on fire.
He used to eat like raw meat or something like that.
I don't look it up. Just find a book on it. There's probably a book on it. And
how long have you had him now? 15 odd years? Most of your life?
He's had him for 9 years.
Okay. Yeah. I love that because as the two of you look on, you're like, the dog's great. Obviously the dog's fine. If the dog wanted anything that it didn't get, it would just fucking take it. It's goddamn hellhound. And that's what sort of plays in the two of your heads as you look at one another. Like, really? Must be doing great because it doesn't want to fucking destroy a bunch of things.
It doesn't want to leave. It was easy for a 6 to 7-year-old to get help from a fucking nymph training as a service dog.
Yeah.
It's got an even temperament.
And here you are thinking you could do anything wrong to it. Jax, I think that as your patience might be tested, you realize that if you don't want to get stuck here all night, you should probably work on your project. And I have homework for the three of you.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I want you to come up with a potion that would make, in some notable way, positive benefit to someone's life on a almost daily basis. And I want you... say what?
Billy May's here.
Yeah. Because you're going to have to present your project next week, along with a demonstration of 2 different ways to make it, which means you're going to have to do some potions study and come up with some ingredients lists and recipes for potions. Good luck.
Got it?
Thank you, Dad. You've just done everything that I've wanted to do for years and put it into one little assignment.
This is going to be a really interesting way that each of you are going to probably fulfill your characters' roles really nicely for levels of participation in the project itself. But use the Discord, chat about what you want to do, and I'd love to see your concoctions next week. I hate to do it because I've had such a good time getting to play with the three of you tonight. Oh man, it's been God, it was good. And I look forward to doing it again next week. But I must bid you adieu and au revoir, and remind you, as always, to be good, to take care of yourselves, and if you can't be good, don't get caught. And if you do get caught, don't fucking say a word. Don't say a word. If you get caught, don't.
And if your friends get caught, you didn't actually see it happen because you weren't there.
What?
They
I
can't
don't know
make
what you're talking about.
your
I don't
friend.
know. Don't. Dude, I find
Or marry your friends so you can
something.
You don't have to speak against them in court.
We get married for green cards and shit. All right, bye everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
If you want, I will make